Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider for Remastered. Zelgris115 speaking, and I would very much like to welcome you to the direct continuation of the Valley of the Kings level, KV5. And I like this level even more than the previous one. In today's level we are gonna get our hands on all 14 goodies, raising our total to 91, which is a very respectable amount. We are also gonna land 4 out of 5 possible kills, raising our total to 44. And of course, you know by now, you can see it up ahead, Ahmed's truck is the 5th invincible enemy. Now, I only counted it once in my original LP, but I realized that the way I handled kill count in that Let's Play is more confusing than valuable, so I'm just gonna stick to, I don't care if enemies move across from level to level, I'm gonna do a separate count for each level. Then we are also gonna break a couple of objects, which is very exciting for me. We are gonna break 14 of them. However, none of these are breakable vessels counting for the Oops achievement, which is why you will not see that lovely icon here anymore. But all such breakable objects, I'm gonna do total master count of all of them, even those not tied to the achievement, at the scrolling text at the beginning of each level. Okay, for those of you guys who are interested in, for those of you who are just interested in the achievements, I don't want it to interfere with that here on the stat screen, so that's the compromise I decided on. Furthermore, we are gonna find 4 secrets, raising our total to 25, a very respectable amount this early on, also unlocking the Codex of Kings, which is the first of the 3 achievements. The second one, Time to Put Things Right, is here just for beating the entire chapter and this final level of it. But where things get really interesting is the Croft tomb racing, and this one, my god, is tough as nails, but I think I have a working strategy for it that I'm gonna show you as a separate run and a bonus at the end of the video. Okay guys, so I would very much like to begin this exciting Jeep thrill chase via exiting the Jeep and not entering, and you will immediately notice that the Jeep Thrills theme continues despite us dismounting. This is awesome and directly addresses my complaint in the previous level. However, due to my commentary, I'm gonna lower the audio to 4 so you guys can enjoy both the Jeep Thrills and my voice, okay? Sorry in case that made you angry, it's really the best way I can think of conveying the LP across. Okay guys, now there's Ahmed's truck, the 5th unkillable enemy of this level. Lara will not aim at it, it's in its inactive, inert state. Just like at the beginning of the previous level, if you approach it, it will start moving, popping grenades, and Lara will start aiming at it. Let me actually show that to you in practice. See, there we go, but unsurprisingly, we are dealing no damage. Now, if you try to outrun Ahmed's truck, well, let's just say, whoa! There'll be unpredictable results. My god, and we just get a super grenade blast. Well, we kind of had that coming, let's be honest. So guys, remember, the driving over enemies kill glitch still persists in the entire game, so you cannot drive over the enemies if you want to register a kill, which is why I'm doing this on foot. By the way, a small improvement made by the most recent patch. When you find a secret and hear the secret chime, it does not interrupt the music, either the background music or Jeep Thrills you can hear right now, okay? Which is awesome. Now, around the corner over here, be quick to dive underneath him. This guy can fire at you through the floorboards, but not if you get directly underneath him. This will confuse the living hell out of the AI. And now, look, we have a free reign to take him down however we want. Awesome! So this is to make up for the super grenade we just took a direct blast of into the face. By the way, in case you're wondering where Ahmed disappeared, it's behind this iron gate, but don't worry, there are multiple checkpoints where Ahmed's truck waits for Lara trying to lob a grenade. His own pride will be his downfall, okay? Now, what I'd recommend is squeezing to the gap over here. This is important not just if you're interested in all the objects, but also kills. Over in this dark corner, at least without object highlight, when you pick up the box of shells, on the other side of this scaffolding, another assassin will start climbing and appearing. See, there he is. Otherwise, he will not appear if you do not pick up the shotgun shells. It's very important to keep in mind. Right underneath, where he emerged from, is the second secret, which is almost a hint. I like to think that the enemy was supposed to lead us to one, which is pretty damn cool. There we go, our reward, more medpacks, which hopefully we will never ever use during this Let's Play run, but we'll see. I have, by the way, no such ambitions whatsoever for New Game Plus. Oh, and by the way, one very important thing I'd like to clarify as it pertains to medpacks usage. There's the tracker, health packs used, so you're always going to be able to check if you used one or not, if you have a clean run, so to speak, at any point. However, keep in mind that unlike in Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3, regardless of whether you use a small or a large medpack, that counter will increase by 1. Which is technically correct. I mean, small medpack is still a medpack, but why not keep it the same way as it was in the previous trilogy, you know? 0.5, half of a full medpack tracker for small medpacks. This was perfect, you knew exactly what your medpack usage was, but no such luck in Tomb Raider 4, which is such a bummer. To be fair, this is not an issue with the remastered version of the game, this was the case in the original as well. By the way, new type of switch, for this one you need to jump and hold the action key, and Lara will do the rest. These are incredibly satisfying to use, I quite like them, although I think we'll see 5 of them in the entire game. It's nothing to write home about. And that's it, guys, you explored the entire scaffolding area, the path forward is clear, and again, since Ahmed and his driving buddy are such gentlemen, they'll always wait for us. You can absolutely take your time to discover all sorts of goodies everywhere. Yeah, not much of a chase, but with a Croft tomb racing achievement, yeah, we're gonna do, I think, a run that was really intended all along for this level. Okay, oh, one thing I forgot to check, we are at 83 bullets, and if we pick this up, we are at 128, that means we got 45 bullets. So if you pick up Uzis you get 30, but if you pick up Uzi's ammo you get 45? That doesn't make sense if it's 2 clips, how can it be an odd number? Well, anyhow, okay, let's just stay away from that grenade. Green should not be a super grenade, correct? And there should be another falling star over here, and if you do decide to check the alcove, you should be able to climb in and collect the 3rd penultimate secret. Awesome! Which is a box of grenades. Always happy to see these will come in very handy. Okay, onwards we go. Ahmed's truck again disappeared, but like I said, that's no reason to worry at all. He will reappear. Actually, at some point, if you are really good and get ahead of him, you'll notice he'll start teleporting all over the place, which is just dirty cheating. Anywho, keep in mind this, remember the suspicious walls from the previous level? This is exactly what's gonna enable us to navigate the whole level on foot, okay? Now, what I like to show you is essentially the 4th and final secret of the Valley of the Kings, and it's right in this alcove over here. Again, just like I explained before, if you are playing the original Tomb Raider 4, you'll need to release and re-grab this ledge before climbing in, because this ladder climb into crawl space animation did not exist back in the original Tomb Raider 4, but the remastered version took care of that, and we unlock Codex of Kings, collect all secrets in Valley of Kings level, which is such a great sense of accomplishment, you know? Also, I love the fact that all secrets-related achievements across the entire series are called Codex of something. In case they will release that LAU Remastered trilogy, which I'm really rooting for, I wonder if there'll be codexes also there, at least as far as the nomenclature for achievement goes. Or maybe those games were already released with achievements on, I think, Xbox 360 and PS3, so maybe they'll just keep the original ones. Who knows? Okay, and outside of the ladder we go. I really wanted to drop the flare so that we will not suffer from the infamous flare death. Okay, by the way, I absolutely love the sky on this place. And lens flare effect, something also added via the most recent patch. You know, a part of me is kind of worried, what if there are gonna be further graphical enhancements with the following patch that I'm gonna miss out on via playing this early, but on the other hand, I think we are now striking a good balance between having a beautiful game and just tackling it in time whilst it's still relevant, you know, so as not to keep you guys waiting. Okay, dodging both grenades and zigzagging across these pits, we are gonna reach the final area of the level. This level is much larger than the previous one, as you'll see via the mileage of the square meters. Indeed, it's pretty damn big. By the way, guys, in case you are playing on PlayStation 4, you see this particle effect of sand blowing through the wind? This is something that caused my PlayStation 4 to overheat and be louder than I ever heard it before. But it still pulled through. It was later when I encountered this sand particle effect in Giza, the final chapter of the game, where the whole console overheated, crashed, its hard drive got damaged, and I lost all my progress on the PS4 version of Tomb Raider 4 whilst I was tackling the final few levels of New Game Plus. Yeah, I was not happy. I had to then replay the game twice again, which is one of the reasons why it's taking me so long to tackle these videos. I'm constantly playing Tomb Raider 4 Remastered across multiple platforms, and this just lost me so much time. It also, honestly, I thought that's the end of my console. I don't know what they did in the most recent patch, but the optimization is really poor and almost completely destroyed my, well, PS5 Pro, which should have no problems running this whatsoever. This is an optimization issue. Anywho, guys, final enemy, not counting Ahmed's truck, is taken care of. And something I want to show you as we move across, Ahmed has, by the way, already left the map long time ago, which is fine. Again, this is not really a chase, despite seeming that way. But on foot, you can make it all the way here, but just like in the Valley of the Kings, you will encounter a slippery slope that you cannot overcome without a jeep. And this is why we need to bring the jeep here, okay? So, just wanted to show you this, and it is at this point where we can pretty much turn around. By the way, one complaint I have, look at the vast difference in geometry here. Like, this looks scalable, but it's actually not. See, they try to make the sand dunes look way more organic, which, yes, it's way prettier, but it just completely misleads the player into what Lara can actually climb or scale. And those are exactly the points where I just have an issue with, you know what I mean? Anywho. Again, it's, I guess, a stupid complaint when you can always switch into the original graphics, but I wish you wouldn't have to do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to traverse the entire level on foot, and it's a fairly quick affair. Maybe not as quick as the Valley of the Kings, but still. Again, I want to show you the level in this light as well. It's very important to see how well it was designed. So first of all, we see a suspicious cave here, which we can use to overcome the slippery slope on that side, because this will lead to a ladder, and if I'm not mistaken, also a med pack in a New Game Plus. But yeah, let's see. And this should take us to the very top of the slope, not slop, or gruel for that matter.
This is more like gruel.
And yeah, I'm gonna show you something really funny and a little correction I want to make compared to my original 2021 Let's Play. Because when we make it to the bottom of this slope, oh my god, these dunes, again, it's difficult to see in the remasters what's slippery and what isn't. So, let's make it to the bottom and you will see a first problem, and this is something due to which I thought you cannot make a runner like this back in 2021, but I was wrong. These spiky balls, one on the right and actually two merged together on the left, will no longer deal damage to Lara should you touch them when they're stationary. Only if they're rolling, they'll instantly kill you like boulders would. However, you can absolutely jump in between them and make it to the other side, so you are not in fact blocked. But keep in mind, when you'll be making it through them with the Jeep, you will take some mandatory damage, so it might be safer to first park the Jeep and make it all the way here, and then let the boulders rolling and continue, okay? But this way, you can jump through them. Technically it's a glitch, but I think it's worth it. And you just need to keep in mind that you need to have some remaining health, because the journey through them via the Jeep will deal some mandatory damage to you. By the way, I also want to break all these wooden supports. These are indeed the 14 breakable objects in the level, and these can only be destroyed via the Jeep, okay? So that's what I want to show you. But as you can see, we very quickly made it here, and my god, can I just please take a picture of this? This is what everyone thinks about when they hear Valley of Kings. This is absolutely stunning. I would maybe even like to capture the sunlight there. And the fact that we have photo mode means we can take actual photos. This is truly wonderful. It makes me very happy. Okay. So, back we go, all the way to the beginning. So, like a proper tourist, I took a few stops here and there to talk and take pictures, so it took longer than it really needs to. But I hope I showed you how you can navigate the entire level on foot up until the very end. And now, let's get back into the Jeep. And now, let's do the same thing, but have a little bit more fun with this cool vehicle. Again, doesn't control quite as well as the quad bike does in Tomb Raider 3, but I still like it a lot. And all the visual enhancements they made to the Jeep compared to the original come directly from FMVs, which is really cool. So there we go. By the way, once you break all these supports, the ninjas on top of them will fall down, and what will usually end up happening is you'll end up running over them and killing them, okay? Just keep in mind this will not increase your kill count due to the kill count bug. And now, pick one side. I recommend the left, because it only has one of those spiky stars. Oh wait, no, let's first destroy these. Oh, I would have forgot. another support distraction you can overtake a ninja with, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, pick the left side, because the right one has two of them merged together. You will take more damage, and just make it through as fast as possible. See, wasn't too bad, just some mandatory damage. And now we'll make it all the way to the top, and we're on a mission to break the final few supports. And if you're in a rush, you will take some damage here. Honestly, I don't care, we have so much health to spare. I'm gonna have to be way more careful on New Game Plus. Oh my god, we just clipped through the corner there and almost died. Wonderful. Sorry, Lara, for the bumpy ride, but come on. You like it rough, let's not pretend you don't, despite being posh. So, let's just make it across the sandy slope over here. I hope it doesn't... Oh my god, I forgot about that. I think this one's more to the left, correct. And now, the final few supports that, if there would still be a ninja on top of them, would make him plummet to his doom, which is, by the way, a lot of fun to do. There. And all 14 supports are broken. By the way, the trapdoors on top are actually working as intended. It's not a bug, it's a feature. They will collapse as a trapdoor would upon destroying those pillars. I just think it's funny the way they set it up, to make it seem like it's a distraction. And my friends, that's it, we reach the very end. So I would like to make a level end save here, because we pretty much 100% did the level, although let me make sure that is indeed the case. So, my friends, this was KV5 100% run. We have gotten our hands on all 14 goodies, raising the total to 91. We have also killed 4 out of 5 enemies, only 4 were killable, raising the total to 44. We have also found 4 secrets, raising the total to 25, and have unlocked the Codex of Kings. And we have broken all 14 breakable supports. None of these are breakable vessels, however. So this was a lot of fun. We have still 2 more achievements to go. So I'm going to make a save here. And I'm not gonna show you the final FMV yet. I feel like we need to earn it via first unlocking the Croft Tomb Racing. Wish me luck for that one, for I will need it. And guys, I did something very stupid here. I decided to skip the cutscene first, meaning the achievement for finishing the Valley of the Kings unlocked now on my Steam page. I was kind of hoping that if I skip the FMV and not make it to the beginning of the next level, where it usually unlocks, I can record it further. But nevertheless, guys, I hope you're not gonna have any trouble unlocking this achievement, okay? So just wanted to make that clear. If you skip a cutscene like this, you are still gonna unlock it, just like I did, even though it was a bit of an unplanned hiccup. Nevertheless, guys, let's do some proper racing. Alright guys, here we are back at the beginning to tackle Croft Tomb Racing. There are really 2 things we need to think about. We need to beat Ahmed to the first closing gate next to the scaffolding, and then we need to beat him to the very end, okay? It's the first part that's the real trouble. Let's do this. First of all, try to overtake him here at the beginning via going on the side. It's really your only shot. Ignore whatever he does, just keep going and going. He is gonna catch up to you. He's so much faster, and his vehicle mass value is set to maximum, so he will knock you out of everywhere. Ignore the damage, pop in a quick medpack via hotkey if you need it, and there we go. The hard part is over. We made it behind the gate, but unfortunately so will Ahmed. We can zigzag, but remember, if they hit you whilst you're in a jeep, it's not the end of the world. It's not an insta-kill or anything like that. My god, we are doing great. However, you will notice that Ahmed is a dirty, cheating bastard. Something Von Kroy taught us some time ago in Cambodia, isn't it? Because you make it here, and lo and behold, the bastard teleported all the way there, but this way he had some difficulty dropping grenades. Now, when you're here, what you'll need to think about is not to follow Ahmed and pick your own path. It's really the best way to take him. And just try and make it straight for the exit. Don't try to cut him off, it will not work, but just make sure to turn here. Guys, Croft Tomb Racing is ours!
Croft woman has outsmarted you, yeah? And now she escapes. The amulet, Herr von Croy. It talks of the priest, Semerket.
Semerket.
What a phenomenal FMV. This has got to be my absolute most favorite. Now, those of you who are Tomb Raider 4 veterans know that I might have cut off things a bit too earlier because the FMV continues. Or does it? Well, see, after this point, the game will actually play out two separate FMVs, and what I showed you is one of them. And I find the one that follows, when Lara will visit her old friend, to be far more appropriate as a beginning to the next level and the next chapter of our journey. Nevertheless, I would like to in the meantime use this opportunity to thank my absolutely amazing patrons. Blank Goopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, Poother2 and Basic Brian E. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and also for covering Lara's parking ticket as she left the Jeep at the very beginning of the level for quite a while before she picked it up. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Caravetu, Renegade Durney, Blanket Fox, Jonathan Jones and Dick the Bee. Thank you guys so much for your support of the channel and also for undoing all the damage Lara did to the scaffolding today and continuing the Valley of the Kings restoration efforts. I would also like to give a special thanks to my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paglianiti, Alexander and Richard Dearman. Thank you guys so much for your valiant support of the channel and also for all the quad bike training you made Lara go through back at her home. This way she was ready to swoop in and take home the Valley of the Kings Cup. Just look at the shiny trophy and look at how happy Lara is. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel and also today for making it all the way across the Nile with your industrial barge and making possible Lara's escape. By the way, I do have to ask, where did you get the little piglet from? It's absolutely adorable. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to all of you guys for making it to the end of the video. You watching the video, all of it, and my absolutely amazing Patreons supporting me financially essentially allow me to keep every single one of my videos completely demonetized and ad-free, which I think is incredibly important for any kind of guide videos to not interrupt you with ads, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Furthermore, the story is now picking up. It's really interesting, but this was supposed to be the great reveal that Von Croy is indeed alive. Ahmed, who betrayed Lara, is not working for himself, but for Von Croy. And because Ahmed overheard Lara reading the inscription on the Amulet of Horus, he now told Von Croy that Lara is following clues left behind by the priest Semerket. So guess what? Von Croy and his goons will follow Lara. But where she is headed right now via that barge is anyone's guess, and we're gonna find out soon. So guys, thank you so much for your patience. I originally wanted to release Valley of the Kings and KV5 on the same day, but I just couldn't fit enough hours into a day to make it happen. I'm sorry about that. But at least you didn't have to wait long for the race to continue, and I'm now immediately gonna start working on the first Karnak chapter video so that I can still bring that to you this week, okay? Please have patience with me. I'm working on a very special project. I'm also working on my 25 Christmas videos project. There is a lot going on, and with the time I lost with the PS4 Pro overheating, I just need to make up for lost time, hence my lower video release schedule. But we'll be back in the form, don't you worry. Until then guys, thank you for all your patience, all your support, and I'm gonna see you next time in Karnak very soon. Until then, I wish all of you happy raiding.